What's up, Piper Drivers? Episode 4 of The Acolyte is out now, and I have to say, it's a step up from the last episode. What are you smoking, George? That episode was horrible. What's up, Enrique? You didn't like it? Absolutely not. Let's start off with Jedi Master Velestri. It's Vernestra. Yeah, her too. That's a horrible excuse for a Jedi Master. How can she... Wait. What? Before we get started, let's at least warn them about the spoilers. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, thank you. All right, so before we get started, we're not going to be reviewing every single detail about the latest episode of The Acolyte, but if you haven't already seen it, we will be going into some details that will spoil the show. So if you don't want to be spoiled, please go watch the latest episode of The Acolyte and then come back and hang out with us. All right, buddy, so before you tear this thing up, can I at least state what I enjoyed about the episode? By all means. All right, cool. So the pacing of this episode I felt was a lot better than the last episode. I feel like things are starting to ramp up. It wasn't as slow. It seems like we're going to probably see a lot more action moving forward. We get to see Kalneca on Kofar, and I liked that planet. I felt like the visual scenes of everything looked really good. The woods in that area remind me a lot of the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk. It felt like there was some general threat there, so I'd like at least the visual aspects of this episode I think were pretty good. We get to see, again, Kalneca over there. He has some kind of tapestry or wood carvings that have these symbols that we saw on May's forehead. And I think that that's going to play into something later that does interest me a little bit. So I'm looking forward to see at least what that was all about. We shift back to Coruscant, and the Jedi are discussing about what to do with May. And we finally get to see a Jedi that ties us to the prequels with Jedi Master Ki-Adi-Mundi. He was actually named in the credits, which I thought that was really awesome. Finally get to see something that ties us to the original prequels. And I think that could possibly, or at least his species, but that looked like Plo Koon in the band, right? In the Jedi band that went to Kofar. He wasn't labeled, so I don't know. Maybe you guys can confirm that or not. But that would be really awesome if he was there as well. The Jedi band marches along Kofar similar to the Fellowship in The Lord of the Rings. And again, I like the visual aspects of Kofar. When they go into the Shadowlands area, I'm going to call it, or the woods, you know, you got those creatures in there, which gives me a general sense of threat. I half expected to see spiders jump out, so thought that was pretty cool. Again, a race to Kalneca, and then we get there only to find out that Kalneca's already dead, and we see the Sith finally, you know, confront the Jedi, which I thought was cool. When they ignited the lightsabers, and then, you know, they came rushing in, and that force blast, that looked really awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to what happens in the next episode. I feel like it's starting to ramp up, and we're going to get some pretty good action on the next show. Okay, are you done? Yeah, that's about it. All right, let's begin. First up, of course, Khmer is the Sith. They're practically laying that up for us. I mean, as far as mysteries go, this show does nothing to keep you guessing. If the Sith ends up being Master Velestri or Vernestra or whatever her name is, then I'll be surprised. I mean, I'm half expecting Velma to show up and rip the mask off when we get that line from Scooby-Doo. I've gotten away with it if it wasn't for those pesky little kids. But let's take it back to the beginning. Vernestra and the Jedi are talking about what to do with May. And I feel like this part of the show was just put together so that the actress playing Vernestra could have a little more screen time and so we could see Ki-Adi-Mundi, which ties us to the prequels. Which, by the way, he's about 40 years a little too early according to original canon. But not to worry, Wikipedia has already changed all that. So now, congratulations, this species has longer life. But this scene as a whole makes absolutely no sense. Sol and the team already knew where Kalneca was. Vernestra insisted that they come back to Coruscant so they can plan. Where was the plan? All she did was send them back out with more Jedi. Couldn't she just have sent more Jedi to meet them on Kofar? Then she makes a decision to hide all of this information from the Jedi Council. How in the hell do you hide this from the Jedi Council? I mean, this is not the prequels. Palpatine is not there manipulating the Jedi vision. They should be able to even sense this, that something is amiss. So that makes no sense. All right, so now they got their merry band of the Fellowship that makes it to Kashyyyk. And yeah, I agree, Kofar looks pretty cool. I thought the visuals do look really nice. But what's the deal with that gopher? First of all, Sol at the beginning of episode 1 is able to sense where May is on some planet that she crashed on. He can track her using the Force, you know, and they just had a Jedi and Padawan bond. This is a Jedi that he has been training with since he was very young. Shouldn't they have a bond? Shouldn't he be able to sense where he is on the planet? They need a gopher to sniff it out. I don't know. But my real issues here with this part of it is May and Osha's performance. Both of it seems kind of flat with the way the lines were delivered, but mainly the May situation is what bugged me the most. So May makes a transition from being this dark-sided, evil child, evil girl that's trying to kill off Jedi, trying to get revenge, and then in a blink of an eye, she wants to trade sides. That made no sense to me whatsoever, and it's very hard, especially with the scene of this planet, to not compare it to The Force Unleashed and Galen Merrick's journey in coming back to the light side from being the Sith assassin for Darth Vader. I mean, in that story, he goes on several missions to different planets, killing different Jedi, and he finally makes it to Kashyyyk, where he sees his ancestral home where he comes from, and then the memory of Darth Vader killing his father and destroying the village in Kashyyyk, and that is what it triggers him and eventually sends him back to the light. There's a gradual transition to the light. It's not just an abrupt thing. May, in this episode, seems like she's there, she's ready to kill, Kalneka, she's headstrong to do that, being led on by Kamir, which, let me get on that performance in just a second. But she's there, she looks up at a cloud and then says, you know what? I don't want to be a Sith anymore. Let's go fight with the Jedi. What the fuck is that? All right, so then you got Kamir, who's leading her through the forest, who seems overly eager to get her to Kalneka so that she can complete her mission. Now, his performance is made to make it play down that he's the Sith, or at least that's what it seems like. And I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of how Palpatine kind of played his performance against Anakin, telling him about the tragedy of Darth Plagueis. Like, seriously, you're the chosen one. How did you not see through that? But I mean, whatever. This one here is, in my opinion, even worse. Like, it sounds kind of goofy in the way that he performs this role, and it kind of plays down the threat of the Sith. Now it almost seems like the Sith is a court jester that they gave a lightsaber to. Then we make it to Kalneka, and one of the Jedi, another Jedi that was built up in all of the promotion for this show, is already dead. Like, what the fuck? I really was looking forward to see a Jedi Knight, a Wookiee Jedi Knight fight, a Jedi Master at this point, fight. What would a Jedi Wookiee look like? And we're not going to get to see that. Anyway, the ending was kind of cool. We got to see the Sith come out, the Jedi ignite their lightsabers. That was pretty dope. I like how he did that force push on him. That was kind of cool. But who knows what's going to happen next episode. I half expect that we're going to jump back to another flashback, and we're not even going to get to see this fight until the episode after this episode. So, I don't know. All right, buddy, you good now? Got that hate all out? Yeah, I think I'm done. So needless to say, we're conflicted. Let us know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. And until next time, may the Force be with you.